Good evening, I am Tingli Tim Haukip and this is TC Network News Program. Today's top headlines include IDPs took up menial jobs to support themselves, expresses hardships due to unavailability of jobs. SSC declares revised Manipur selection list. MSF conducts War TB Day Awareness Program at Mor. News in details. The displaced persons who are still taking shelter in relief camps had started to run small business to support themselves. Their properties were all either burned or looted by the Meitei invading communities, leaving them with nothing but poverty and depression. They had left their paddy fields, farms, shops and establishments due to the ongoing conflict and needs to start from scratch again. The women had no choice but to take up menial jobs like selling vegetables by the roadside or some allocated place under the scorching heat, which doesn't bear enough profit even for their daily food and necessities. The women also took up jobs such as selling local delicacies besides the road on stalls beside the streets, working as a laborer, selling thrifted dress and many more. The men often work in construction sites or go to the village to earn money so as to make their ends meet. An IDP vegetable vendor said that before the conflict, we had our own paddy field where we grow rice and vegetables. During those good days, our paddy bears enough rice and vegetables for the family the whole year, and we even had lots of surplus paddy, which we share with our dear and near ones, or even sell it to generate income for other uses. But now, I'm selling vegetables under the scorching sun for a profit of just 50 to 100 rupees per day. Sometimes, I don't even generate profit, but can't even recoup the capital, since the number of vendors had risen so much and my vegetables used to go bad. I hope the war ends soon so I can go back to my village and live my life like the good old days. I have suffered so much. I can't endure it anymore, she added. The youths, on the other hand, had no choice but to give up on their studies and dreams and took up some jobs in the locality, since their parents can no longer support them in their studies. Mention may also be made that those IDPs who had relatives in the villages also went to villages to run farms and rear cattle so as to generate income out of it and re-stabilize their life once again. However, while some people are busy trying to figure out means to generate income so as to rebuild themselves, some are slacking off in the relief camps doing nothing but depending on whatever is being supplied to them by the relief committees and others. It has been almost a year since the government and civil societies had been feeding and supplying the needs of the IDPs, and they are already drained and quite exhausted. Besides, we still have to take care of the village volunteers who are at the front lines guarding us against the atrocities of the enemy. So the IDPs who are lazing around and not trying to get a life are requested to recollect their thoughts, find their interests and execute it so as to generate income and be independent again. We all have to work together for the prosperity and growth of our community.
Kile komna sadar wang kho hin tele May tarik 2023 na May tarik thumnia in ke hala ni ha ka jam ba ke pada chu Assam Rifle ke ma ka thung win ja ke pada chun nili ham khat ka pansa ovin gan thei ta in hin kho ka mong ovin hi chi wa chun sipai ho in lam ka tol pia e hung tha lo ke rovin lai ka hung thunu wang chun ka lunga mong ta en a hi wangin la Gaza ka hi jiu chun tu ni chan ge ilong gel lo ke chol thei po in gan thei ta hi tin me ho ka zo vin hin kho ka mong vin tu ni chan ge hin ka khosana lai ve ti chu ne kha ka ga se no ma hi in chule lam kai pi pu ho MLA ho alien alal ho ko ma ka hong taw na nom chu hi le a hi thea hi le ngal hong ki saya iti le ngal jam ho hin kho no ma ka man de ham ti bo hi ke ho ka ngala lo le ka kinet na pi pen no chu hi ta in aji chu ka gan thewal be se ta win sum ko holo yong le a hin na bang yin sum le pa yong ka ke mo zo po win abang le thil ka zo yong le atam zo in ka mang win abang le ni khat le zakhat za ni bep ka tong ven hi ti chun hin kho ka ma wen he la tu hin ka ha samo mong ta ve ti cho lam kai ho alien ala ho ko ma taw na le no ho tiep na ka ni na o hi chan chu tan te
cái phai langa kaya na phai langa kom cho ko ma ipiong ka to chom lo ka to lo banga cái phai ko ma lo ho mi ke cho phai le ka ho cho phai le ka ho a kum khat ka ho chu kum ni ka ne cho ai banga to hi ga la hom pha na ga la khong za mo le to hi la ya hi ka den bo lo la hi thai ta lo na ai pe di lam lo hol na di la ka het lo thum na di la ka het lo chi a cho me zo a kapan ka ki zo mang ding ka ki zo mang ding a to thai ta mong lo na nil ha le ina kinung lia nil ha en ne ding jing jong iza chata inau te iza te la hi jong le na abona izo mang ji a chu atongom thai ta lo ya chu iza chata ima ki sai ngam lo na ai wanga bol lo la hi thai lo ai ja le ita ai ni sala ai cho pi ka kitun pi wa dang he lo ya ko mo la ji chun ipi hi le gal tip ding dong ai mi ten ke hon gal ka la lo ve gal tip sa o te ti wang ka nom boy ama ho ten email ma tevin kalal ta ve ka chol ta ve kizam taw ti lo nga le hon kizam taw ti wang ka nom he gan thei jong la chi chu ka sei nom me.
The Staff Selection Commission (SSC) on Thursday released results of successful recruits from Manipur as constables in Central Paramilitary Forces. 4 days after the first result was withdrawn, citing a clerical error. As per Hindustan Times, the new results showed that at least 84 non-tribal candidates have cleared the test. This follows controversy on the results that the SSC released on Friday that showed that the test was cleared exclusively by tribal candidates, except one Mayday OBC. Mayday candidates and groups had alleged that these results had errors and had demanded a probe. Protests broke out on the weekend, following which Chief Secretary Vinit Joshi hurriedly flew to Delhi to prevent a potential law and order problem in a state already roiled by ethnic clashes that have claimed 219 lives since May 2023. A Joint Action Committee of Non-Tribal Students, Mayday, Meitei Pangal, Nepali, Bengalis had also met Chief Minister Biren Singh on Monday and complained of the anomaly. Admitting that an error had occurred during processing, the SSC withdrew the results on Monday night. While processing the result dated March 15, the data pertaining to one phase was inadvertently missed out. In view of the above, the result published on March 15 is treated as withdrawn. The revised result is in respect of Manipur, incorporating the complete data of the candidates will be published shortly, the Commission said in a statement. In the notification that released the fresh results on Thursday, the SSC said the final result declared on March 15 for the state of Manipur was withdrawn by the Commission's notice dated May 18. Based on a comprehensive review of the complete data, the discrepancy has been rectified and changes have been effected. The results that SSC released on Thursday showed that 391 male candidates cleared the examination, which includes 6 scheduled caste candidates, 158 from scheduled tribe, 34 from other backward classes, and 193 from under-reserved category. Of the 193 who had got the jobs of the UR category, there was 1 EWS candidate, 14 SC, 130 ST, 29 OBC, and rest were general category candidates. According to the withdrawn result that was released on Friday, 232 male candidates had cleared the examination. 231 were from multiple tribes, while 1 was a Mayday OBC. Of the 231 tribal candidates, almost 70% were cookies. The SSC has said that because of the law and order situation in Manipur, the physical and medical tests of candidates belonging to the state were conducted in multiple phases, and the results of one phase was inadvertently missed. World TB Day awareness program was conducted by the Medicine San Francisco MSF today at Moretown. The team distributed the attendees booklets and masks during the program. The attendees were given awareness about what causes TB and why do we suffer from TB. Anyone suspecting themselves to be a TB patient were also notified to come for tests and treatment at the MSF office, where they will get full course treatment for free. Since TB is quite fatal, it is good to get treatment at its early stage, added the MSF officers. The More public expressed their gratitude towards the good acts of the MSF for the public. Mention may also be made that MSF also extend their helping hands towards our brothers settling in Burma, showing their limitless acts of kindness. Since so many of the More citizens had benefited from the Medicine San Francisco MSF, the citizens are requested to support them in all their needs and work in the future as well.
So to TB symptom itu. Adi lang pa asing lang din. Oh, adi tilaw le. Akali lang pa adi law lang zo pa ay haban le. Hay nga sana sila oxygen to breathe in and to breathe out. Ala lo nila labi do nila. Hindi lang pa na. Hindi akaw lang pa ni beta atung lang din. Mali sila le din na. Hindi sila kanol sa nahi kay suli. Ah, di atak le ni nang gadpiti. Oh. Di bihina. Isang to, itimbaw siya ay umtay lang ito. Itaas itong daw siya ay umtay ito. Ilang sa ito, oxygen tam na penahi au mahile. Ito palman na rin TV ito, ito kikaison.
The additional SP of the district calls for the press at his office today, where he sends a message to the general public regarding the execution of the moral code of conduct in the district. The 18th Lok Sabha election is already announced by the Election Commission of India, and hence the moral code of conduct should be put into full effect starting today, said the police officer. In relation to the moral code of conduct, he would like to remind the public that certain steps will be taken up by the police department, which include deposition or submission of all the licensed weapons and arms, setting up of nakas or checkpoints at certain locations in the districts, and others. The additional SP asked the licensed weapons holders to deposit their licensed guns at the nearby police station or at the mini secretariat SP office, failing which the license can be terminated or revoked by the Election Commission of India or the DC of the district. He further requests the general public to cooperate with the police regarding the setting up of checkpoints and nakas in the district. He also reminded the public that certain activities will be carried out by the police since the election is approaching, and warned the public to be careful with their activities in the near future.
I am Additional SP LO, and I want to give a message to the people of the district. The 18th Lok Sabha elections has already been announced by the Election Commission of India, and the Model Code of Conduct is already in effect. In relation to the Model Code of Conduct, certain steps will be taken by the police department. The first step is the deposition of all the licensed weapons and arms. So everyone holding licensed weapons are directed to deposit the weapons at the nearby police stations. If not at the police stations, you can also deposit the licensed weapons at the mini secretariat SP office. If the licensed weapons are not deposited well in time, the license may be revoked or cancelled by the Election Commission or the district administration. So it is advised to deposit the licensed weapons well in time. That is first. Second point is that as the election approaches, we will be setting up of checkpoints, nakas and checkposts at different locations in the district. So it is advised to cooperate with the police and it is advised to be careful as in the coming days many activities will be taken up by the police department. Thank you.
The U.S. government recognizes Arunachal Pradesh as part of India and strongly opposes any unilateral attempts to advance territorial claims in the northeastern Indian state that shares a border with China, the U.S. State Department said on Wednesday. Nuclear-armed neighbors China and India shared a 3,000-kilometer, 1,860-mile frontier, much of it poorly demarcated. As per Reuters, China claims Arunachal Pradesh opens new tab as part of southern Tibet. New Delhi rejects the claim, saying Arunachal Pradesh has always been a part of India. India's foreign ministry said on Tuesday that China was making absurd claims over Arunachal Pradesh, adding that it will always be an integral and inalienable part of India. The United States recognizes Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory, and we strongly oppose any unilateral attempts to advance territorial claims by incursion or encroachment, military or civilian, across the line of actual control, a State Department spokesperson said in a press briefing. At least 20 Indian and 4 Chinese soldiers were killed, opens new tab in 2020 in clashes along their border in the western Himalayas. The militaries of both countries have fortified positions and deployed extra troops and equipment along the border since those clashes. Both sides fought a border war in 1962. In recent years, analysts have noted that the US and India have advanced bilateral ties to counter the rising influence of China in the ASEAN and Indo-Pacific regions. The US and China have had tense relations of their own for years over issues like trade tariff, the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic, human rights, Taiwan and China's national security law in Hong Kong, among others.
The United States recognizes Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory, and we strongly oppose any unilateral attempts to advance territorial claims by incursions or encroachments, military or civilian, across the line of actual control.
Olympic bronze medalist and multiple-time world champion boxer Mary Kom has been appointed as India's chef de mission for the upcoming Paris 2024 Olympics. As per IANS, table tennis star Atanta Sharat Kamal has been named as flag bearer for the mega sporting spectacle. Meanwhile, Winter Olympian Siva Kesavan has been appointed as the Deputy Chief de Mission, the Indian Olympic Association (IOA) said on Thursday. The Indian Olympic Association (IOA) is proud to announce the appointment of key officials for India's contingent at the upcoming Paris 2024 Olympic Games. This appointment represents a blend of experience, expertise, and leadership that will contribute significantly to the success of our athletes on the global stage, the IOA said in a statement. Leading the delegation as the chief de mission will be none other than the iconic boxer Mary Kom. Her unparalleled dedication to sports and inspiring journey make her a natural choice to guide and mentor our athletes at the Olympics. Assisting Mary Kom in this crucial role will be Siva Kesavan, appointed as the Deputy Chief de Mission. Kesavan, former Olympian in Lux, brings a wealth of experience and knowledge to support the team's management and coordination efforts. In charge of overseeing the shooting village operations will be Gagan Narang, a renowned shooting champion and a respected figure in the Indian sports community. His meticulous approach and understanding of athlete needs will ensure a conducive environment for our shooters, the IOA said about the 2012 Olympic bronze medalist in men's 10m air rifle in London. Lastly, carrying the Indian flag with pride and honor as a flag bearer will be Atanta Sharat Kamal, symbolizing the unity and spirit of our contingent as they compete to the Olympic stage, the statement further added. Sarat Kamal will be participating in his 5th Olympic Games and is a multiple-time medalist at the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games. Commenting on these appointments, IOA President P.T. Usha stated, "We are delighted to have such a distinguished and capable team of officials leading our contingent for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Their expertise, dedication, and passion for sports will undoubtedly inspire our athletes to achieve their best and make the nation proud." The entire IOA family extends its best wishes to the appointed officials and the entire Indian continent as they embark on this journey to represent the nation with excellence and sportsmanship at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. India are hoping to overhaul their record tally of 7 medals, which they achieved at the deferred Tokyo Olympics last time around. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday had separate phone calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, advocating for dialogue and diplomacy in the ongoing Russian-Ukraine conflict. As per Business Today report, Modi expressed India's support for efforts towards a peaceful resolution. Putin and Zelensky invited Modi to their respective countries after the Lok Sabha elections, India Today reported, quoting sources. Prime Minister Modi is seeking his third term in the upcoming general election, scheduled to take place in 7 phases from April 19 to June 1. Results of the Lok Sabha polls will be declared on June 4. In a post on X, previously Twitter, PM Modi said he spoke to Putin and congratulated him on his re-election and discussed ways to strengthen India's partnership with both Ukraine and Russia. "We agreed to work together to further deepen and expand India-Russian special and privileged strategic partnership in the years ahead," Modi said in his post on X. In another post, the Prime Minister said he spoke to Zelensky about strengthening the India-Ukraine partnership, conveyed India's consistent support for all efforts for peace and bringing an early end to the ongoing conflict. India will continue to provide humanitarian assistance guided by our people-centric approach, PM Modi said. Zelensky expressed gratitude for India's support and humanitarian aid and invited India to attend a forthcoming peace summit in Switzerland. "It will be important for us to see India attend the inaugural peace summit, which is currently being prepared in Switzerland," Zelensky said. He added that Ukraine is interested in bolstering trade and economic ties with India in areas such as agricultural exports, aviation cooperation, and pharmaceutical and industrial product trade. Zelensky also said that Ukraine wishes to have Indian students back at Ukrainian educational institutions. In February 2022, the Indian government airlifted students back to India after the Russian-Ukraine war broke out. Meanwhile, Dmytro Kuleba, Ukrainian foreign minister, is expected to visit India soon to lobby for support for the peace summit. During the conversation with Putin, Modi conveyed best wishes for Russia's future progress and prosperity, and both leaders committed to strengthening the bilateral strategic partnership. Despite not publicly criticizing Moscow's action since the invasion, India has consistently advocated for diplomatic resolution since February 2022. The victory of Putin in the recent election is expected to strengthen his power in Russia, which means one of the main suppliers of defense hardware to India. The leaders agreed to maintain communication. Mizoram became the vibrant hub of youth engagement as it played host to National Council of Young Men's Christian Association in India, NCII, National Youth Assembly 2024. With the resonant theme of Seeds to Blossoms, Cultivating Hope and Love in Solidarity. The assembly unfolded at Rayek, Mizoram from March 15 to 17, 2024. Over 100 delegates from various corners of the nation convened, infusing the serene landscape with energy and enthusiasm. Vincent George, president of NCII, adorned the occasion with his presence alongside other dignitaries, such as Reverend B. Asser Noah, Executive Secretary of the Commission on Youth Concerns, National Council of Churches in India, Nagpur, who delivered the keynote address. The assembly comprised enlightening sessions aimed at nurturing empathy and fostering hope amidst uncertainty. Reverend Dr. Lal Chungnunga, former principal of Mizoram Christian College, led the session on sowing seeds of empathy, while Reverend Josang Liana Kolne Josang Kolne, principal of English Congregation School, developed into cultivating hope in uncertain times. The morning devotional was guided by Reverend Dr. Laldin Puya Rodola, Associate Pastor of Province Presbyterian Church, Charlotte, and Carolina, USA. Participants also indulged in outdoor camp activities and games under the leadership of Joe Arzathanga, member of the National Youth Empowerment Committee, NCII, and savored the warmth of campfire orchestrated by Ben Samson, Regional Secretary of the North India region of YMCAs. Moreover, the event marked the inauguration of 2 YMCA branches in Mizoram, Rayak YMCA and Champai YMCA, further expanding the network of youth engagement in the region. A morning air attack on a residential building by Israeli forces has killed 10 people in the northwest of Gaza City. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Tel Aviv, where he is expected to discuss continuing negotiations towards an exchange deal and ceasefire in Gaza. Israeli air attacks continue across Gaza, including separate strikes on homes in Rafah and Khan Yunis, which have killed 11 people. The bloody raid on Al-Shifa hospital has entered a 50-day as Israel's military ordered hundreds of patients, war displaced, and medical staff to evacuate. The head of Mossad spy agency is set to meet his CIA and Egyptian counterparts in Qatar after the United States say the gap in Israel-Hamas ceasefire talks is narrowing. At least 31,988 Palestinians have been killed and 74,188 wounded in Israel attacks on Gaza since October 7. The death toll in Israel from Hamas' October 7 attack stands at 1,139, with dozens taken captive. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees has called the situation in northern Gaza beyond desperate. In a post on X, the UNRWA said that its staff visited the Kamal Adwan hospital in the devastated region. It aided, fuel and medical supplies were delivered, but aid is just a trickle. Food needs to reach the north and now to avert famine. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.